In the late 1960s, MGM began putting together the cast for Kelly's Heroes, a war comedy film set during World War II. Director Brian G. Hutton and casting director Edith Rafe played crucial roles in selecting the talented ensemble for this movie. Clint Eastwood, already an established star, was approached for the lead role of Kelly. Eastwood was drawn to the film's unique blend of action, humor, and character development. His involvement brought credibility and star power to the production. Telly Savalas, known for his role in The Dirty Dozen, was cast as Big Joe. Savalas' charisma and on-screen presence made him an ideal choice for the part. He brought depth and complexity to the character, creating a memorable and relatable figure. Don Rickles, a well-known comedian, was cast as Crapgame. Rickles' quick wit and comedic timing made him a perfect fit for the role. His character's interactions with Eastwood's Kelly added humor and entertainment value to the film. To ensure chemistry among the cast, several screen tests and read-throughs were conducted. These sessions allowed the actors to build rapport and develop their characters' relationships. The camaraderie between Eastwood, Savalas, and Rickles was evident during these sessions, and it translated seamlessly onto the big screen. In addition to the main cast, Kelly's Heroes featured several other notable actors, including Donald Sutherland, Carroll O'Connor, and Harry Dean Stanton. Each actor brought their unique talents and contributions to the film, creating a rich and diverse ensemble. The casting of Kelly's Heroes was a carefully curated process, with each actor chosen for their specific talents and abilities. The result was a memorable and entertaining film that has stood the test of time. Brian G. Hutton, the director of Kelly's Heroes, brought a unique vision to the 1970 war film. He aimed to create a war movie that was different from the traditional serious and patriotic films of the time. Hutton's approach was to infuse humor and satire into the story, highlighting the absurdity of war. Hutton's creative influences included the anti-establishment and counterculture movements of the 1960s. He wanted to make a film that reflected the changing attitudes of the time and challenged the status quo. Hutton's style was characterized by his use of long takes, handheld cameras, and natural lighting, giving the film a documentary-like feel. To bring his vision to life, Hutton collaborated closely with the cast and crew. He worked with the actors to develop their characters and encouraged them to improvise their lines. This approach resulted in a more natural and spontaneous performance from the actors. Hutton also worked closely with the cinematographer, Gabriel Figueroa, to create a distinctive visual style for the film. Hutton's collaboration with the cast and crew was marked by his open and inclusive approach. He encouraged input and ideas from everyone involved in the production, creating a positive and creative working environment. This collaborative spirit was reflected in the final product, with the film's unique blend of humor, satire, and action. In conclusion, Brian G. Hutton's directorial vision for Kelly's Heroes was marked by his use of humor and satire, his distinctive visual style, and his collaborative approach to filmmaking. These elements came together to create a war film that was both entertaining and thought-provoking, leaving a lasting impact on the genre. Kelly's Heroes is a classic 1970 war movie about a group of soldiers who go AWOL to rob a bank behind enemy lines. Its enduring qualities, such as the memorable cast, unique humor, and thrilling action scenes, have made it a timeless symbol of the industry. You might be surprised to learn many funny, shocking, and sad facts about this movie. When was the first time you watched Kelly's Heroes? Whether it was recently or decades ago, this movie has likely left a lasting impression. We would love to hear about your most cherished memory or personal experience related to this movie. Share your stories and memories in the comments below. The film features an all-star cast, including Clint Eastwood, Donald Sutherland, and Telly Savalas, which adds to its lasting appeal. The unique blend of humor and action, set against the backdrop of World War II, has captivated audiences for generations. So, stay tuned to learn more about the making of this iconic movie, its impact on popular culture, and some fun behind-the-scenes stories. You won't want to miss it. The 1970 movie Kelly's Heroes was shot in various locations, including Yugoslavia and the studios of MGM in California. The set design was quite elaborate, with a significant portion of the film depicting the character's journey through enemy lines to steal a cache of German gold. One of the main filming locations was the small village of Basuda in Yugoslavia, which was transformed into a war-torn French town for the movie. The production team built several sets from scratch, including a destroyed church, a ruined bridge, and a number of damaged houses. The film's logistical challenges were numerous. The production team had to deal with the difficulties of filming in a foreign country, including language barriers, unfamiliar terrain, and local regulations. Additionally, they had to manage a large cast and crew, which included several tanks and military vehicles. To capture the battle scenes, the filmmakers employed innovative techniques such as using real military vehicles and explosives. This lent a sense of realism to the movie that would have been difficult to achieve with models or special effects. The production of Kelly's Heroes was a significant undertaking, requiring a great deal of planning, coordination, and resources. Despite the challenges, the film was a critical and commercial success, thanks in large part to the impressive set design, realistic battle scenes, and strong performances from the cast. Kelly's Heroes is a classic comedy that stands out due to its realistic characters and believable props and scenery. The film presents a comedy within the context of war's absurdity, never trivializing the seriousness of war. In contrast to MASH, which the author felt tried to trivialize war, Kelly's Heroes focuses on pure entertainment without any heavy-handed messages. The film's success lies in its ability to stay within the realm of plausibility, even with its preposterous storyline. The characters in Kelly's platoon are believable and relatable, even the unconventional tank commander, Oddball, played by Donald Sutherland. Despite being seemingly out of time, Sutherland's portrayal of the rebel personality resonates across generations. The film's technical accuracy is commendable, with attention paid to details such as uniforms and vehicles. The Yugoslavian backdrop accurately reflects the European landscape of World War II. The film's structure is excellent, with subtle nuances that enhance the humor of later scenes. For example, early in the film, Oddball mentions that his tanks have loudspeakers to calm their nerves and paint in their shells to scare the Germans. Later, when Kelly catches a Tiger tank from the rear, Oddball forgets to fire an anti-tank round and instead splatters it with pink paint, a humorous payoff to an earlier scene. Don Rickles' portrayal of Crapgame is another highlight of the film. His character congeals all the other elements and characters in the film. The parody scene of the good, the bad, and the ugly is superb, further enhancing the film's humor. Overall, Kelly's Heroes is a classic film that combines humor, technical accuracy, and believable characters to create a memorable and entertaining experience. The creation of the score and soundtrack for Kelly's Heroes was a collaboration between composer Lalo Schifrin and musicians of the orchestra. The music plays a crucial role in complementing the narrative and emotional tone of the film. Lalo Schifrin, an accomplished composer, skillfully used music to enhance the storyline of Kelly's Heroes. The score features a mix of military marches, jazz, and blues, reflecting the diverse personalities of the characters and the unpredictable nature of their mission. Schifrin drew inspiration from the film's setting and story to create a score that would resonate with the audience. He used the sound of military marches to represent the soldiers' discipline and unity, while jazz and blues elements conveyed their rebellious and unconventional spirit. The soundtrack includes popular songs from the 1940s, such as Beyond the Sea, Until Then, which add a nostalgic touch to the film. These songs not only set the historical context, but also provide a sense of familiarity and comfort to the audience. The musicians involved in the creation of the score and soundtrack worked tirelessly to bring Schifrin's vision to life. The orchestra's skillful playing and Schifrin's masterful composition resulted in a soundtrack that perfectly complements the film's narrative and emotional tone. In conclusion, the score and soundtrack of Kelly's Heroes were carefully crafted to enhance the film's storyline and emotional impact. Lalo Schifrin's composition and the musician's performance created a captivating and enduring piece of music that continues to resonate with audiences today. Perry Lopez had the unusual experience of having his character attacked by fighter planes in two different productions, an episode of Star Trek called Shore Leave in 1966 and the 1970 film Kelly's Heroes. In the latter, Lopez played a member of the 35th Division, a unit that historically took Nancy, France, on September 15, 1944, a detail that adds to the film's historical accuracy. John Landis, who would later become a well-known director, was a production assistant on Kelly's Heroes, and even appeared as an extra, specifically as one of the three nuns. These behind-the-scenes facts add depth to the film, which is already notable for its authentic portrayal of a specific time and place in history. One of the most memorable scenes in the movie is when the tank crew, led by Kelly, successfully steals a massive cache of gold bars from a bank in enemy territory. The scene is expertly directed by Brian G. Hutton, who uses wide shots to capture the scale of the operation and close-ups to show the characters' reactions. The cinematography, by Gabriel Figueroa, is also notable in this scene. The use of low-angle shots and dramatic lighting creates a sense of tension and excitement as the characters frantically load the gold onto their tank. The performances in this scene are also outstanding. Eastwood, in particular, conveys a sense of cool determination as he leads his men on the dangerous mission. His co-stars, including Donald Sutherland and Telly Savalas, also deliver strong performances, adding to the overall sense of camaraderie and tension. Another iconic scene in the movie is the opening sequence, in which Kelly's men attack a German observation post using a captured German tank. The scene is notable for its use of handheld camera work, which gives the audience a sense of being right in the middle of the action. The performances in this scene are also top-notch, with Eastwood once again delivering a confident and charismatic performance as Kelly. The supporting cast, including Don Rickles and Carroll O'Connor, also contribute to the overall sense of humor and tension in the scene. Overall, the iconic scenes in Kelly's Heroes are memorable not just for their action and excitement, but also for their strong direction, cinematography, and performances. The film has endured as a classic of the war movie genre, and these scenes are a big reason why. The screenwriter Troy Kennedy Martin penned 2 films centered around gold heists, The Italian Job in 1969 and Kelly's Heroes the following year. The term troy is also a unit of weight for precious metals like gold, with troy ounces commonly used. The Japanese souvenir booklet for Kelly's Heroes ends with a cliffhanger, implying that a P-47 plane remains airborne and may influence the fate of the protagonists. The key symbol on the Tiger tank signifies they belong to the 1st SS Panzer Division Leibstandarte Adolf Hitler. This adds a layer of historical context to the film, as this division was one of the most formidable and infamous in the German military during World War II. Kelly's Heroes, a 1970 war film, made a significant cultural and social impact. The movie, starring Clint Eastwood, resonated with audiences due to its unique blend of action, humor, and anti-war sentiment. It presented a group of soldiers from different backgrounds, challenging the traditional portrayal of war heroes. The film's influence on pop culture was substantial. It popularized the idea of a motley crew of soldiers going against the grain, which was later seen in films like The Dirty Dozen and TV shows like MASH. The film's soundtrack, featuring the hit song Burning Bridges by Wayne Fontana, also became popular and is still recognized today. Kelly's Heroes contributed to discussions on relevant social and cultural themes. It subtly criticized the military hierarchy and the futility of war, which resonated with the anti-war sentiment prevalent during the Vietnam War era. The film also highlighted the camaraderie and brotherhood among soldiers, transcending racial and social boundaries, which was a progressive theme for its time. In essence, Kelly's Heroes, through its unique portrayal of war and soldiers, resonated with audiences, influenced pop culture, and contributed to discussions on relevant social and cultural themes. In the movie Kelly's Heroes, character Gutowski, played by Richard Davalos, is seen using a Russian sniper rifle, a Mosin Nagant M9-130. During the filming in Yugoslavia in 1969, Donald Sutherland, who portrays Oddball, received shocking news about his wife's arrest from his co-star and Lieutenant Kelly actor Clint Eastwood. Shirley Douglas was arrested for attempting to buy hand grenades for the Black Panthers using a personal check. This incident led to their divorce in 1970. The movie's timeline is set sometime after the German army was pushed out of Nancy, France, on September 15, 1944, and before Paris was liberated on August 25, 1944. In the opening scenes, Big Joe, played by Telly Savalas, and his men are trying to enter Nancy to enjoy some well-deserved rest. Additionally, Captain Maitland, portrayed by Hal Buckley, mentions he is heading to Paris to pick up items for the general, providing a clue to the time frame. Kelly's Heroes, a 1970 war comedy film, received mixed reviews from critics. Some praised its unique blend of action, humor, and anti-war sentiment, while others found it uneven and overlong. The New York Times' Vincent Canby called it a cheerfully unheroic war movie and commended the cast performances. However, Variety magazine criticized the film's pacing and tonal shifts. Despite the mixed critical response, Kelly's Heroes was a modest box office success and has since gained a cult following. Audiences appreciated its unconventional take on the war genre and the memorable performances of its ensemble cast, including Clint Eastwood, Donald Sutherland, and Telly Savalas. The film received one award nomination. Donald Sutherland was nominated for the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Oddball, the eccentric tank commander. Although he did not win, the nomination recognized his contribution to the film's success and solidified his status as a versatile actor. These accolades are significant for those involved in the film as they highlight the enduring appeal of Kelly's Heroes and its impact on the war movie genre. The film's unconventional approach to storytelling and character development has inspired subsequent war films and continues to resonate with audiences today. The positive reception also underscores the cast and crew's contributions to the film's success and their lasting mark on cinema history. In the 1970 film Kelly's Heroes, the Cross of Lorraine, a symbol of Free France during World War II, can be spotted several times in the background. This symbol was also subtly featured in the 1942 film Casablanca. John G. Heller, who plays a German lieutenant in Kelly's Heroes, had a similar role in the 1968 film Where Eagles Dare, both directed by Brian G. Hutton and released just 2 years apart. The noise made by the electric motors of the Tiger tank turrets in Kelly's Heroes was later used for the powerlifters' movements in the 1986 film Aliens. This demonstrates the reuse of sound effects in different films. During the filming of Kelly's Heroes in 1970, Clint Eastwood's character was initially written to be a stereotypical Southern soldier. However, Eastwood insisted on changing the character to be from Texas instead, which he felt was more authentic. The film's director, Brian G. Hutton, and actor Donald Sutherland, who played Oddball, had a unique way of communicating during filming. Sutherland would often improvise his lines, and Hutton would signal his approval or disapproval by flashing a thumbs up or thumbs down from behind the camera. The tank scenes in the movie were filmed using real World War II era tanks, which were sourced from various military surplus yards around Europe. The cast and crew had to be careful when filming these scenes, as the tanks were still operational and could be dangerous if not handled properly. To create the chaotic and frenetic atmosphere of the battle scenes, the film's sound department used a technique called gunfire montage. This involved layering multiple recordings of gunfire and explosions to create a more intense and immersive sound experience for the audience. The film score, which was composed by Lalo Schifrin, was recorded using a 70-piece orchestra. Schifrin used a variety of unconventional instruments, such as bongo drums and electric guitars, to create a unique and memorable soundtrack. During the filming of the river crossing scene, the cast and crew faced several challenges, including high water levels and strong currents. To ensure everyone's safety, the production team had to bring in additional equipment and personnel, including boats and divers. The film's iconic poster, which features Eastwood, Sutherland, and the rest of the cast in a lineup, was actually created after filming had wrapped. The poster was designed by artist Bob Peake, who used photographs and reference materials to create the final image. Overall, the making of Kelly's Heroes was a complex and challenging process, with the cast and crew facing numerous obstacles and setbacks along the way. However, their dedication and hard work ultimately paid off, resulting in a film that has become a classic of the war movie genre. The production of Kelly's Heroes sought an economical solution by filming in Yugoslavia, where previous movie earnings couldn't be taken out of the country but could be used for funding. Moreover, Yugoslavia's army still had operational World War II mechanized equipment, simplifying logistics. Initially, a female role was included in the script, with Ingrid Pitt cast for the part. However, she was informed just before departure that her role had been cut. An interesting detail is that the American fighter plane attacking Kelly's group was, in fact, a Yugoslavian Icarus Type 522 trainer, which first flew in 1955. This substitution showcases the filmmaker's resourcefulness in utilizing available resources for the production. Released in 1970, Kelly's Heroes stands out in film history as a unique war movie. It combined elements of action, comedy, and drama, creating a fresh take on the war genre. The film's unconventional plot and character dynamics influenced future filmmaking, inspiring filmmakers to explore new narrative structures and blends of genre. Kelly's Heroes is remembered for its memorable cast, including Clint Eastwood, Donald Sutherland, and Telly Savalas. Their performances brought depth and humor to their characters, contributing to the film's enduring appeal. The film's success demonstrated the potential for combining star power with engaging storytelling. The movie's impact can be seen in subsequent war films and beyond. Its irreverent approach to the war genre influenced movies like MASH and The Big Red One. Additionally, Kelly's Heroes helped pave the way for ensemble casts in heist films like Ocean's 11, where a group of diverse characters come together to achieve a common goal. In essence, Kelly's Heroes left an indelible mark on film history. Its innovative blend of genres, memorable characters, and influential cast continue to inspire filmmakers and entertain audiences today. The standoff scene with the Tiger tank in the 1970 movie Kelly's Heroes pays homage to Clint Eastwood's spaghetti westerns, particularly the ending of The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly, with similar musical score and jangling spur sounds. The gold bar measurements, weight, and value are inaccurately portrayed in the movie. The correct value would be 205 million. The German Tiger tank commander's appearance and speaking manner are parodies of Marlon Brando's Lieutenant Christian Diesel in The Young Lions. In the 1970 movie Kelly's Heroes, Clint Eastwood's character, Kelly, dons an olive drab fatigue shirt with epaulettes, signifying his rank as a busted lieutenant. This detail adds authenticity to his role. The film also features Donald Sutherland as Oddball, who customizes his tank guns with pipes for a more intimidating look. However, in reality, crews of up-armed Sherman tanks often tried to conceal their longer barrels to avoid enemy fire. Additionally, Clint Eastwood recorded Burning Bridges, the movie's theme song, which was released as a single record by Sertron Records. This recording, produced by Dickie Lee and Alan Reynolds, includes Eastwood singing another song, When I Loved Her, written by Chris Christopherson, on the B-side. These musical contributions further enriched the movie's appeal. The year 1970 was a significant one for war movies, with Kelly's Heroes being one of them. Despite being set in World War II, it served as a commentary on the Vietnam War, much like MASH and Catch-22. This movie left a mark in the box office, becoming the 24th highest grossing film of that year. The theme song of Kelly's Heroes, Burning Bridges, was penned by Mike Curb, who later became the Lieutenant Governor of California, serving from 1978 to 1982. Curb is an alumnus of California State University, Northridge, and the music school there is named after him, reflecting his contributions to the music industry. If Kelly's Heroes has left an impression on you, we'd love to hear your stories. Share your memories and experiences related to this classic 1970 war film. Whether it's the thrilling heist plot, the memorable cast of characters, or the anti-war commentary that resonated with you, we'd enjoy learning about your personal connection to the movie. Perhaps Kelly's Heroes influenced your perspective on cinema or inspired you to explore other films from the war genre. Whatever your thoughts, we encourage you to engage with us by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more cinematic explorations. Your insights and stories are valuable to us, so don't hesitate to leave a comment and start a conversation. Let's celebrate the enduring appeal of Kelly's Heroes.